three things that we talked about that were pertinent to the economy of Salisbury was the high claimant count that was in the JSA, and perhaps there could be more support for the unemployed through community ventures like job clubs. I hear there's some good work at Birmingham Heath, and also there was issues around the support that the job centre offers, and there was concern that sometimes that's not adequate and it doesn't perhaps give good enough support to the unemployed. Next issue was around the offer of that's in the city centre. So have we got the right shops, parking, so all the types of things that come under the vision and all of that. So we don't really go into too much detail on that. And then we also talked about the issue of post-GCSE education. So that's the sixth form availability, but also we went on in the second group to discuss the opportunities for university education, maybe more partnership working with other universities, bringing campuses, or developing what we have, for example, at the Theology College in the Cathedral. So there are models of specialist colleges that do offer that resource. So they were the three issues on the economy table.
On child poverty, and some of the issues would be beyond the scope of anybody around the table to fix, sadly. We did think that a review of the rules for children that qualify for free school meals might be something to lobby for. It seems that there's quite a few people that could get free school meals that fall through the gap because parents are in and out of work. It might be an issue that needs to be looked at. The rules are terribly stringent, and there is a bit of a stigma attached to those that apply for free school meals, which needs to be worked on still. We also looked at the fact that parents might not have the skills to cook a meal with their families, and that maybe using breakfast clubs or after-school healthy eating clubs with the children and the parents, embedding some literacy and numeracy, might be an opportunity to help with that. The other things we looked at were, sadly, the young people always tend to get a bad press, and we felt that it would be advantageous to spend a bit of time and effort actually celebrating what the young people do in the Salisbury area. There are a lot of good clubs and a lot of hard-working young people, as well as their youth workers, who very rarely get thanked for the very hard work that they do. And we think somebody ought to try and put a bit of effort into celebrating what they do. The other thing we looked at is that there are, as I said, a number of youth groups and youth workers in the Salisbury area, and it might be a good idea for them to get together in a networking problem-solving session, just to get together face-to-face to find out what everybody's doing once a term, every 6 weeks, something like that, and just to share good practice. We found out there is a directory that's run by the Ask organisation, which does list a lot of those organisations that work with parents and young people, and maybe somebody could ask them if they'd facilitate a session. And finally, for the key stages evidence that was presented in the JSA, some interesting discussions on that, but it is slightly skewed by the fact that Salisbury has this fairly odd setup in its secondary school accommodation. You've got grammar schools, You've got secondary schools, you've got same-sex schools, you've got religious schools. Equality of opportunity when you've got such a wide mix would be quite a challenge, and I wonder if that just skews the figures somewhat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn.